Wow, what a game. The Heat just can't keep going like this. And I know that they've had a lot of great games and that they've been awesome for a lot of the postseason. But this is Heat basketball. If you watched any part of the regular season, any part of the playoffs, or if you've been in tune with this team, you know this is exactly like they do in the regular season. And I personally had like PTSD. I couldn't watch the whole game, but I watched parts of it. And it just looked like exactly how we play in the regular season, which is terribly inefficient, mediocre, where we get some highlight plays, but we can't put enough offense together. With that being said, New York also went crazy. So we had the worst game that we've had in the entire playoffs, and they've had the best game that they had in the entire playoffs, right? Like Jalen Brunson dropped 38 on 12 for 22 shooting, 40% from three, and he dropped 7 assists with 9 rebounds. Now, of course, most of those aren't offensive, but he's Jalen Brunson. Like, let's be serious. Also, Mitchell Robinson, 11 boards. You know, we've been good at limiting him some games, or at least making him not get that many offensive rebounds, but he got 5 offensive rebounds. And Julius Randle played an absolute phenomenal game. 24, 5 and 5, shooting over 40% from the three and over 50% from the field. And finally, RJ Barrett. So the big three all showed out. And in my opinion, yes, it was a phenomenal game. And it was personally one of those games for New York where just the entire team played amazingly. They shot 50% from the field, almost 40% from three. They shot 38% and 72% from the free throw line. The Heat looked like gassed. They looked too comfortable. And the Heat are known for never being comfortable. And I believe we can see this because they were leading by 10 in the first quarter. But then they dropped by 13 in the second quarter. It seems like they thought that they were going to win this game easily because they've taken a few games in MSG and because they've done this before, but the Heat got comfortable and they only won 2 quarters. The first one by 10 and the last one by 1. But then when they lost quarters, they lost the third quarter by 7, right? And they lost the second quarter by 13. So that means that their deficits were insane compared to their gains. Now, of course, we can see that by the fact that they lost, but let's face it, this team needs to play better basketball in terms of this game should be the one blur that we get as a team who's making it probably to the conference finals. I don't want to be too sure of this team, but as a team which is looking and who's up in a series which would take him to the conference finals, this is the one dud we get. But apart from here, we have to be exactly how we started. We can't get comfortable. Kevin Love cannot shoot 0 for 7 from three-point line. The Heat are in trouble. And in my opinion, this has to do a lot with our comfortableness. Like last year, we weren't comfortable and we got the first seed and we made the conference finals. This year, we got the 8th seed and we were good enough. Like, we kept most of our guys, but it was just that we weren't hungry enough to win the games. And that's a big problem for this team. Also, I want to talk about what's been played so far of this Warriors-Lakers game, which it's been competitive and the Warriors are up. But we have to see what's happening. Like, it's the second quarter. They both have over 50 points, which is a pretty high scoring game. The Warriors are playing good offense, effective offense. The game hasn't ended yet, but it really seems like LeBron came to play, but it seems like he's hurting the team by him coming to play. It's a really big thing that when LeBron ball hogs, he either has to be the best player ever or he has to be a person who allows the team to flow. In my opinion, the biggest thing in this game has been Jordan Poole. Him even being able to resemble some shot making is insane and helps the Warriors tremendously. Also, Andrew Wiggins came to play. He has 16 points in the half so far. And honestly, I do believe that for this series, these two guys of Anthony Davis and LeBron have to play great basketball. They have to play effective basketball. And the role players have to step up. Like Dennis Schroeder is the only one who looks like he's doing something, but also no one is getting enough shots. Like, let's face it, really what needs to happen in this game is get a more effective offense. Like, and this is the problem with LeBron James. I like LeBron a lot, but when he ball hogs, it's hard for him to win games because he gets so much offensive importance and he gets so many touches and he gets so much time of possession of ball that it's hard. Going back to the Heat and Knicks series, I'll make a video tomorrow on the Golden State and Lakers game and how that ends and what I think and whatever. Do the Warriors push it to 3-2? Do the Lakers just finally wrap up the series, which I don't think they're going to do. Honestly, I don't think the Warriors are getting beat in 5. But yeah, going back to the series, I believe that there's a problem. Cody Zeller should play more minutes. Hayward Highsmith should play more minutes. And the offense needs to be smooth. That's the thing that the Heat lack. A lot of the times the Heat will go insane, and it's because we just managed to play smoothly. But in this game, we were clunky. We weren't able to get our shots, good shots, effective shots. Gabe Vincent played like trash. And in my opinion, the biggest thing was that, like, why didn't Bam do more? And this is the problem with Bam Adebayo. He will have a good game. He went 7 for 11. He was getting basically everything he wanted. He got 18 points. He got a block, a steal, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. And he still didn't dominate this game because Bam plays scared. Bam plays with a fear. And personally, I think that that's going to make the Miami Heat lose. Last year, when we saw Bam attack, he used to attack to kill. Like when we saw him in the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, like when those two guys were going crazy in the conference finals and he dropped 31 to win the game on them. That was a statement piece. And in my opinion, that's the type of stuff that Bam has to be doing. He's trying to ride behind Jimmy Butler, so Jimmy gets all the flag thrown at him if the Heat lose, but he gets to stay perfectly because he dropped 18 and 8, or he dropped a double-double. How could you hate on such an effective player? And it's like Bam has to do more, especially in these games where we can't get anything going. Our three-point shot is not hitting. Our free throws are hitting, but we don't get a lot of them compared to New York, who got 40 free throw attempts, and we got 20 of them. When nothing is working out for us, we need Bam, we need Jimmy. With that being said, I also do want to say Jimmy had a bad game. Now, 19 and 9 is not shabby, and it's not bad. 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. But let's face it, that's not Jimmy Butler. Even though he had a defensive masterclass of a game, we have to say, you have to play better than that. You're a superstar. You averaged 7 in the first round, and now you just want to coast off when you're playing New York. It's like, this is not the regular season. And I understand that you're injured, and I understand that this guy landed on your foot, but no. Jimmy has to play aggressively. Jimmy has to run the break. Even if he's just dropping 28, 10, whatever it is, but he has to play winning basketball every single night because he's the superstar. I want to say shout out to the Knicks for winning. Shout out to the Heat for finally showing their true colors. In my opinion, this was a game that was supposed to happen. Thank God it wasn't a deciding game. Thank God it wasn't too impactful. But let's see what happens next series when they go back to Miami.